Hello and welcome to the second episode of our Mazda Bt50 Build. Today we are showing you one of our most popular products, which is the HSP Roll R cover. It is the most popular roll cover in Australia. It is definitely the only one in the world with the app compatibility, as well as a heap of other features that we're going to go through throughout this video. So here it is, the HSP Electric Roll R cover for the Mazda Bt50 dual cab. And as you can see, it is currently working with the sports bar. So it is both no sports bar and genuine sports bar friendly, which is going to be great for anyone that's looking to accessorize their vehicle a little bit more. So let's go through and show you exactly why this Roll R cover is one of the best roll tops on the market, as well as giving you second to none water and security protection as well. Come through. One of the things I love about our roll top is the side rails. They're going to be really low profile, which means you're not going to get these sports bars that you can see here going above the roof height and creating a whistle sort of a sound. It's an amazing side rail design because it allows you to have a flat plate which you can mount things such as a crossbar or a ladder rack system, or even a platform of sorts if you don't have the sports bar. All of those things are really important because it covers your recreational use, it covers your commercial use, it's great for the everyday, it's great for the workman, and anything in between all of that as well. So it's definitely going to give you all the possibilities that any other roll top is going to give you as well, with giving you a nice and sleek profile on the side rails. Another thing I want to point out is the extrusions on the actual curtain itself. As you can see, we have exposed aluminium extrusions. Now, a couple of the roll tops on the market have a leather finish, which you can kind of cut into, or they have bonded slats, which means you can again cut into that with a Stanley knife. It doesn't give you the greatest amount of security, and our one does definitely fix that sort of up. So what I have for you is an example which we have here. Now, a common way to get into roll tops is you get a Stanley knife, you cut between any of these extrusions, you kind of dip it and push it out. So to illustrate, I'll be pulling this as hard as I can. So that's exactly how it'll be. And I've actually used this as a demonstration on a couple of different roll tops. So this isn't the first attempt at trying to get in. I've got a Stanley knife right here. And if we kind of go in, I'll just be careful with it. If we go in there, you can see I'm going quite heavy into it, multiple times on the same extrusion, and we can just go a bit rougher as well. There, you'll notice that there's actually been no damage done whatsoever. So that was the extrusion there, and again, trying to pull it open, flexing it open in any way does not actually damage the unit itself. So you can have peace of mind knowing that when your tailgate is locked, or if you use our tailgate central locking, and when your roll top is closed, that no one's going to be able to get into there without some serious machinery. Another thing I'd like to bring to your attention as well is when I was doing that cutting, we actually were cutting straight on top of this and there's no marks. That's because our unit is a powder coated finish rather than doing an anodized finish. So what you're going to get is a lot more scratch proof and a much more sturdy roll top itself as well. So for example, if we get this and kind of scratch through, even with the Stanley knife out, you can kind of see like that. Come through. You can see that there's no real marks that have been put onto the unit. Now, I'm not saying it's scratch proof, but I'm saying that it is definitely one of the best units when you're coming to the longevity of the physical product itself. And that's something that we're really proud of, and something that's quite individual to the HSP Roll R cover as well. Let's go through the inside and how the actual unit works as well as some operational tips. The HSP Electric Roll R cover, you can operate in a couple of different ways. So the first one is through a remote control. Now, they do come with the remote control. You can see it right here. And on the screen, we'll show you exactly how that works in sync here. So, open. And it just opens like that. Now, I can pause it in any position. The important thing about being able to pause it in any position is, unlike a manual roll top, which has dedicated latching positions, you can actually decide where you want to pause your unit. So that becomes important when you have something that might be a larger sort of a cargo, and you want to make sure that it doesn't move around in your tub. Say it comes to about here, you can almost bring your roll top to there and just quickly press pause on it so that it can kind of protect that a little bit more as well. The other great thing about that is that when you do open it, you get a really big opening. So this whole cargo space becomes usable. You can have whatever you want to purchase that's above the height of the tub, and you can kind of freely have that inside your tub and cart it around. Now, if you don't like to use your remote, that's completely fine as well. It's the only unit in the world that allows you to operate the whole roll top from a mobile phone application. That's available both on Apple and Android devices. Now, let me show you exactly how that works. So I already have the application open on my mobile phone, just here. So as you can see right there, you can close, you can pause, you can operate the LED light that's in there as well. And again, you can open if you wanted to. And it's got a really good interactive screen that actually shows you where the curtain is along the tub, so you know where you can pause it and stuff like that as well. That's the application there. You can definitely see the advances of having an electric roll top, and more importantly, an app compatible roll top. It definitely does give you a lot more convenience. And if you check the market, this is actually one of the most affordable roll tops in Australia. And we're very proud of this, the only 100% manufactured roll top in Australia. We don't just put parts together, we physically make the unit from raw material in Australia, which is something we are so proud of, and something that we definitely have across the range of a lot of our core products as well. So you're definitely buying Australian made when you're buying from HSP. Now, as I mentioned, you've got the app compatibility, world's only, you've got the remote ability, but we can take it one step further. If you do have an iPhone, you can use Siri integration. So how that works is you just use voice command via your Siri. Now I do have my phone right here, so let's have a look at exactly how that will work, and this is an iPhone. So I'll just hold it here for you guys. Hey Siri. Close HSP Roll Cover.
Okay, done. Roll R cover closing.
And it is as simple as that. So you got the voice command, you've got the remote, you've got everything that you need, you've got the ability to put items on top, you can carry inside knowing it's secure. There's one more thing that we need to go through, which is the water drainage. It is amazing at making sure your items stay dry within your tub. So let me show you exactly how that works. Now, one of the most common questions I get asked about the Roll R cover is, how do you stop the water from coming in? And my answer to that every single time is, it's not about the water coming in, it's about the safe passage for it to exit once it does come in. So I want to show you exactly how this unit stops water from coming in by describing what would happen if it was to, say, for example, rain. You'd have the rain come down and sit on top of the curtain. Now, the curtain has these extrusions, and between those extrusions, on top of them being interlinked, there is a rubber seal that goes there as well. That allows the water to kind of flow through right to the edge. Now, when it does get to the edge or the side rail, there's a Z seal here. So I don't know if you can hear that. That's the Z seal. Now, what the Z seal does is it stops the water from going into your tub by providing that barrier. The gutter on the side rail would then allow the water to flow down into this gutter, and the gutter will take it to one of 4 drainage points. Now you've got one on each rear of the side rail, so 1 and 2, and then you've got one at the front on each side, so again 1 and 2. Now those drainage points will allow the water to exit the tub without getting into your cargo space, meaning that your items are going to remain dry. And that's exactly how we look at rain. So we look at how it lands and how it can get out of the tub, not so much just block it up, because as soon as it starts getting heavier, it's going to make its way in somehow. So I think that's something that we've done really, really well. Now, most companies will give you something called a sports bar adapter kit if you wish to retain your sports bars. And what that does is it's a cup of sorts which goes throughout here and then kind of tucks under the side rail, and then you can mount your sports bars into them. The bad thing about that is generally they're at least 50 to 60 mil high, which means that 50 to 60 mil height gets added onto your sports bars. Your sports bars end up sitting 50 or 60 mil higher than what this is, and you kind of get that look where your sports bars sit above your roof. It doesn't look that nice, and also the actual structural integrity of it is not as good as the way that we would do it. Now, the second way that a lot of people do sports bar adapter kits is they have some sort of a T-slot. The sports bar goes into that T-slot, but again, those side rails are quite thick, which means again, you get that added sports bar height, and then you might not be able to do all of the other stuff such as ladder racks that we can do. How we do sports bars is very different and very unique, and it's something that we're very proud of. We pre-machine holes inside the side rails because they're steel reinforced, and then your sports bars, very simply, slot straight in. So you get to keep the factory height of your sports bar, you get to have a flat field for putting anything else on there, and the structural integrity is awesome. Now there's heaps of other features that we can go through, but the best place to get your information is www.hsputlits.com. I do want to show you one more feature that we haven't gone through on any of the other videos, which is the pressure sensor. Say for example, you have something that's a little bit higher than the unit here that you don't want to damage, but you want to close the roll top. It actually has a pressure sensor built into the unit. So if it detects that there is something in its way, it will stop. And let's see exactly how that works. I'll risk my own hand for it. So you can see that it felt the pressure there and the unit stopped straight away. This is very important if you have kids or if you have some larger items that you don't want to get damaged. Now that is the Mazda Bt50 HSP Electric Roll R cover, available in the dual cab in both with or without sports bar variations. You can get this right now from any HSP distributor around Australia, which you can find on our interactive distributor map on our website, or if you're an international customer of ours, we do have distributors set up all around the world, which is also available on that same fitting map there. You can also buy your parts from HSP, and another fantastic thing you can do is if you're buying a brand new car, you can get this done through most dealerships around Australia. All you have to do is just mention to them that you do want the HSP Roll R cover or any of the other HSP products as your preferred accessory, and they should be able to facilitate that for you as well. You can also get into contact with HSP to ask for some quotes or any of our distributors, and they'll be able to assist you with all of that as well. Our website is www.hsputlits.com. You can follow us on our social media, which is @HSP4x4. That's on both Instagram and Facebook. And you can also contact us via YouTube, which is @hsp4x4.com.